Here we go. We are back for another episode of the warm-up show on the Thursday, October 13, 2022. We have to welcome back from Toronto, Ontario, the co-host of the warm-up show for year number 2. Mr. ENORTAP is in the house tonight.
Hello, Coach. Good morning to you.
I did not click on it yet, but it's supposed to start the music like that. Here we go. Now we got it over there. Mr. ENORTAP practiced his dance for the last couple of days. He's ready to rock and roll the dance tonight. So now we have a really busy night here at the warm-up show. 10 games on the prediction to go through. So go start a little bit earlier to talk about this. Go to review a little bit. Yeah. You know, the first 6 games last night in the NHL, a couple of surprises around the league, a couple of players are a top performer. Going to talk about this. And then, of course, we're going to welcome already, Mr. ENORTAP, the people in the chat. Without them, this show will not go nowhere. They are the one, they are the mother of this, of this show, Mr. ENORTAP. And let's welcome everybody. Let's follow you to welcome. First of all, a couple of people show up for the first time. Andrew, not the first time, but, did not see them a lot for recently. Mr. Andrew Ford is in the house.
Hey, Andrew. Welcome aboard.
When you see Ford, like Andrew Ford, do you believe he's the one start all the engine car, like all start the car 19, 20, 30? Do you believe is it part of the family or related of those people?
It's this,
what do you think?
It's a very common name, a last name. So I doubt it, but maybe he can let us know if there's a family lineage.
Did you ever got a Ford in your life?
A Mercury Ford, yeah, once. My very first car was a Mercury Sable.
I see. It was like, what, between like 1949 and 53 or 1949?
No.
Oh, okay. I want just to be sure.
Just 3 years ago.
So 3 years me too. It was a Ford, my first car, but it was a Mustang.
I knew it.
It was a Mustang, a green car. And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I can remember that one over there. So don't know how much I paid for that one, but it was pretty cool to see that. And I don't know, his first car was a horse in Finland, so it would be something we need to ask him. But Jarmo Vartenen is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Jarmo.
Our friend for Lauderdale, Mr. David Zucker, Mr. DZ, back in the house. Welcome back, Mr. David. Hopefully you're doing well over there. Glad to see you around. We wish the best for your health. And our Vinny James 007, he's in the house, Mr. ENORTAP.
Vinny, welcome aboard.
Yamo is willing to trade Matt Murray already today, so that'll be another one over there. Ron with Kings, another moderator of the Hockey Nation Show. Welcome aboard, Mr. Ron from Utah.
How's it going, Ron? How's it going?
He's ready to watching the Los Angeles Kings for sure. About this, or maybe for him and Amen. Yeah, you should talk about Danny about this. Yamo, possibly will be willing to do that for sure. Directement dans la belle province de New Brunswick, Mr. Yann Genet, welcome aboard.
Welcome.
And Dave said a big win for the Montreal Canadiens yesterday. Yeah, sorry about this. Going to talk about that one over there. And not the moderator, but the update of the Hockey Nation Show. RJ Calabro is in the house tonight.
Welcome, RJ.
Do I get to tell you, did I get to the jail today? We're going to see this, Mr. Vinny, the next couple of minutes.
You came close.
Stay tuned about this. The brother, we open up the red carpet for the top to the bottom to the top. Whatever he coming, we know one thing, he's going to give everything inside that shot. Mr. Roger L. Go, Abs, go.
Hey, Roger, welcome.
I bet, Mr. ENORTAP, when the Montreal Canadiens win, and you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning to do your tour, I feel like you go with more like passion, you're more motivated to walk and a big smile, because nobody see you. So maybe the cat, the dog, whatever, he's on fire at 2 o'clock in the morning to do his tour with a big, more one DB, the Toronto Maple Leaf. I can imagine Roger about that
and you
one.
You can't wait to run into your Leaf friends.
Yep. Really bad news for the Columbus Blue Jackets, Mr. Untitled.
I
Yamo
know,
mentioned
Laney.
this. Patrick Laney out for the 3-4 weeks. Just got the news for the Finnish reporter,
Yeah.
Mr. Untitled.
Yes, that's exactly it. 3-4 weeks. It's a long time.
His team start with on the right foot, beat the Washington Capitals by the score 5-2. David Pastrnak have an amazing great night with Ulmark and
You
Mr.
go,
Stu. Welcome
Stu.
back in the house. I predict Untitled will beat Coach by 2 tonight about this
Uh-oh.
one over there. Au bien sûr, we still have 7 hats. J'avais a Ford Orion. You could
Oh,
drive to start
yes.
with it. Fort Orion about this one there. Yeah, that's kind
Fort
of other
Orion,
star
yes.
name here, around the ocean. Orion Star was the name about this.
Yeah.
And then Fort Falcon British for Ian
I
Gianni.
remember that. I remember that too, yeah.
Then Stu, good evening, Coach. Thanks so much about this, Mr. Stu. Thanks to be a part of the show. When there would be cold, I did not start anymore.
You have to plug it in back then.
Yes.
Overnight, you had to plug it.
Yeah. Yes, I got those kind of stuff like this. What's up, Coach? Everything good here? Thanks so much, DJ. Everything is great here. He's back in the house. He's really, really excited about the opening night. The Florida Panthers play at the New Jersey Islanders. Michael Rosie Blatt is in the house. Rosie, welcome back, Michael.
Welcome, Michael.
Thanks to be a part of the show, Michael. Hopefully, you're doing well. Directement de la belle province de Québec, dans la région du Sud. On l'appelle le monsieur de Sherbrooke Phoenix and QM, Mr. Nicolas de Bono. Welcome back, Nicolas.
Bonsoir.
Thanks to be a part of the show and the game. It's game. There we go. He's ready to rock and roll. He's excited for the upcoming season. It'll be interesting to see what they look like for the upcoming year. Ab was still alive for 82 for record about this one over there. It will be interesting. Great Laney on my friend Izzy. That's bad. Put him already in the injury reserve. And Vinny, go get a new players right away before everybody else pick it up about this one over there. I'm surrender about a couple of bugs around me right now. The light is up in the building, and everybody will get there. And directly from Finland, Mr. Ville. Oh, back in the house tonight.
Vileo, how are you?
Hi, Coach. ENORTAP, Miss Kelly back in the house.
Hey, Kelly. Welcome.
And Michael said, hey, I just noticed ENORTAP look like my dad. Michael,
oh,
yes,
boy.
right. Yes, yeah. I met his dad.
I look like
time.
Everybody.
Yeah, you look really similar. You look really. If you pay attention, you're absolutely right about this, Michael. But it's a good thing, Mr. ENORTAP. So it's not like a bad thing. It's
I
a
hope
good
so.
thing about this one.
Maybe if he had said his brother, I would have felt a little bit better.
Yeah, I understand, but it was a good way overall. About this, look, we have a lot of stuff on the chat. Why it's not profile pic show up? Here we go, Mr. Video. It just pop up. So you're all good. You feel better now. So, but it's just if I put Lenny on it, I can pick up a new player on the exactly, Vinny.
Yes,
that's exactly you get there. To get there, remember to put the player on the injury. You have to go on the top corner. Said manage ER. If I can recall it, Mr. ENORTAP, right?
Yeah, manage IR. Yeah.
Yep. So it would be great to see that. And our friend Franco Iacono. Sawadee
Hey, Franco.
Mr. Franco. Cole was at first player to score 7 goals through first 7 games. Carry game with his life since Ariel Joliette, Mr. ENORTAP, and 1922, 1933, or 23, or 32, 33, whatever it is. According to Sportnet.
Early 30s.
Yep, so right, Franco, about Cole Caulfield. So, Mr. ENORTAP, like we do at the beginning of the show, we ask you what you pay the most pay attention for the last 24 hours. No hockey is back. And after that, I'm going to give you a couple of news around the league.
Oh, Coach, that's an easy question for today. Of course, what stood out was that great victory by Montreal last night. But you know what? We have to keep things in proper perspective, of course. I'm glad that what I'm glad for is the fact that they gave us an exciting game that they were in it the entire time. You could tell that the Leafs did not come out prepared for this game. I thought their defense had a lot of trouble, but I wouldn't put the blame totally on the defense, because what I was noticing were they gave up a lot of odd man rushes. The forwards did not drop back properly to help out the defense, and so I blame that more on the forwards that night, because perhaps they were thinking ahead to tonight for the Washington game, and they took Montreal a little bit lightly. But Montreal, a lot of good signs out there. I loved Gouli. He had a good game, played, I think, over 20 minutes of ice time. That's the only way you're going to learn. Jack-Eye wasn't too bad. I thought Caulfield was solid. And you're starting to see Martin St. Louis sort of, tinkering with the time that these players are getting, because if you earn it, he'll give you more responsibility and more time. And that's the way he's going. And I finally would like to say that I'm seeing a much closer camaraderie this year between the players. So they make it known that, if somebody pushes one of our players, this year we're going to be there right in your face. Not necessarily a fight, but just their presence. And I really like that aspect of it, because that's what brings the team together.
You're absolutely right about this one over there. I wish I would like to hear what's happening in Toronto in the media, how the people react about that first bad performance. I think for me it's a bad performance for Toronto Maple Leaf. No excuse. Took again Toronto, Montreal too light to show
Lightly.
up, and they thought it's going to be easy. And again, it's it's the same song with all the time. And then one game like this, it could be not very good for Carl Dubas and O'Keefe. We know it's a long season. We know Toronto will be better.
Yeah.
But again, they're back on the ice tonight. They have to show at the rink over there. They have to show exactly who they are. They want to see. I think for me is the excellence. You have to play with strive for excellence. It's not like just it's okay. I feel like for me, I always said to my players, you can go to school and you can get 75 and you can you said, oh, I passed, that's good. Let's move on for the next year. But it's not good enough. If you want to win the championship at the end, right, you have to act like a winner. You have to try to get 99, 100% every single test. Every time you have to go to school.
Yeah.
82, it's not good enough. You should be pissed off if you get 82. Why? Because that would push you at your full potential, at your full limit. And for me, this is a, a team go on vacation every single day, and 75, that's good enough. It's all good. Don't worry about that one over there. That's what my impression of Toronto Maple Leaf yesterday. Unfortunately, there's not the mindset to win a Stanley Cup if they don't chant there. And, it is what it is, but you can see who they are. And I expect a lot from them. I put them at the high top team in NHL. But first W for the Montreal, the smile was back in the practice. The fun was during the practice. I watched the practice from the Montreal Canadiens. Great words about Martin St. Louis, about the players. And again, Arbor played 12 minutes, Sarkowski played 10 minutes, Shane Wright played 6 minutes. And that's just normal. That's the people, and whatever they play tomorrow, again, 10 minutes, Wednesday, Saturday, 10, it's okay. It's not be okay 20 game like that, but it's okay to play 10 minutes per game at 12 minutes per Arbor. 16 minutes of the power play special team, you're going to suffer your time at some point. Of course, Martin St. Louis has said, I should maybe manage a little bit more my TOI for different players, but he said overall was pretty good for his man over there. Excited, happy about this. For me, Caden Coley has the 22-34.
Yeah.
David Savard blocked 9 shots. Was really the players who for me was the
The whole
most
team.
impressive for the
The whole
Montreal
team.
Canadiens. But we have 5 other game yesterday, Mr. Natap. We talk about the
Yeah.
Boston Bruins beat the Washington Capitals by score by 5-2. And a great performance, David Pastrnak. And that's who they are, Boston, Mr. Natap.
Yeah. Him, Bergeron, Krejci. I mean, they all did their job. I mean, the other game that really stood out for me was a 3-0 deficit, and they come back from behind and win 5-3. Edmonton Oilers against Vancouver. Great game. Great game.
Yes, McDavid turned the switch on, and then 5 goals straight. Hat trick, 3 goal, 1 assist, top performer of the game yesterday, and great game for Connor McDavid, of course. But again, other players, I think Campbell did not start the game very well, but after that, he kept the team
He settled
and
down.
the game to keep this a chance to win. So sometimes you have to always remember a big save at 17:54 at the
That's
first
right.
period become maybe the big save of the game, because you keep your team now not beat 4-0, but stay in the game at that moment. So I think Campbell overall was really good, but Trussell, McDavid, they're looking good, Edmonton, but Vancouver starts really well. And I think for me, Vancouver, when they got a penalty for too many men on the bench, that's what turned around the setup of this game. But again, like you said, great performance.
Bruce was not happy.
Oilers. So
Bruce was not happy.
We want to welcome it. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just finally, I wanted to say yet again another solid effort by those young kids in Anaheim. I thought the Zegras and Matty Beniers, not Beniers, sorry, McTavish were solid yesterday. They came back from a 3-1 deficit to win in overtime against Seattle's by a score of 5-4. So that was impressive as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about this. At that game, you see Troy Terry again, consistent what he did last season for them, scored 2 goals. The last goal, the goal-winning game against the Seattle. It was a really exciting game, to be honest with you. They pick up more, like you said, after that. At some point, Seattle Kraken is going to take the game away. But again, they come back, Anaheim beat for them. Carolina beat the Columbus Blue Jacket. Martin Nekash have 3 points, 1 goal, 2 assists. Colorado beat the Chicago Blackhawks. Arturi Lehkonen, 2 goals with 3 points, and Nikushin have 2 goals. Ken McCall have 2 assists in this W. Again, that one was there. Do we miss another game?
No, I think we got them all. The Blue Jackets, Boston, the Chicago game, Vancouver, Montreal, and Seattle,
That's good to see that. 10 game, going to talk about this in the next couple of minutes, but we want to welcome Mr. Joseph Laham. Welcome back from Texas. Thanks to be with us.
Welcome,
Mr.
Joseph.
Dawson Sport Corner. Back in the house, Mr. Dawson. I'm doing great. Let's see you again. A big support. The Bubble Tea, Perry T. Perry T is back in the house. So welcome aboard. Said, what's up, Coach, about Edmonton, McDavid, unreal about this year. Absolutely right. The Chicago Blackhawks, directly from Illinois, is in the house.
Hey, Nick.
Our friend Jerry Willett with all the update around the Montreal Canadiens. Always glad to have your email and your information and on my video about this one over there. I tried to get this through the Bruins beat, like I said, about the Washington by the score right there. Then I tried to get everybody else. So you still have to drop the players on the free agency. Can then come back? Correct. You're absolutely right about this one over there. So you go back on your injury page, Vinny, bring back Lenny, and then they will never save if you don't remove someone. So that's the key to go that one over there. So great one.
They'll prompt you.
Yeah, absolutely right for that one over there. So I try to get if I did. Ducks also made a good comeback. You're absolutely right about this one over there. Try to get other. You can put Lenny. There you go. That's good right there. You're helping. Mr. Fernando Tavares. So welcome back in the house, Fernando.
Hey, Fernando. Thanks for your picks, Fernando.
Yeah, absolutely right about this. I'll try to get if we have other questions. No, looking good. Mr. Untitled, before we go on the 10 game tonight, we have to recognize Mr. Untitled, a great performance of Pierre-Peter Martin yesterday, Randwick Kings and Luciano. And I put 4-1. I don't know what was going on with me. Maybe it was too early in the morning when I put this. But it's 5-1, Mr. Untitled. Here we go. I'm going to correct that one over there because there are 6 games. So, but great performance for them, and we want to invite them. Roger is just ready to start the bus because both the three of them, Pierre Martin, Runway King, and Luciano, are going there, Mr. Nortap. Here we go. They are going to take the bus for a couple hours, go around the city and celebrate the W last night by the score of 5-1. A great congratulations, Pierre Martin, Runway King, Luciano. A lot of people, Mr. Nata, have the right score yesterday, by the way. And we want to congratulate them. Us, Yamo, and Atab King and Joseph have a 4-2. And the rest of you guys are 3-3. Nobody got a jail. Everybody got saved at the last by the Edmonton comeback, and nobody go nowhere, Mr. Nortap. The gel was still, it's fresh. It smells great over there. But again, we have to wait a little bit about this, Mr. Nortap. And then we want to leaderboard. We have a new leaderboard. And this year, guys, the leaderboard, it's not about the recording only, the score, like you have now a 6-2. But it's include your right score, the total score. Nobody got the total score, Mr. Nortap. Only the NHL got it. And it was 43 total. And the leaderboard, Runway Kings that take the lead with Yamo and Pierre Martin. All of three are 8 points, Mr. Nortap. This was all did by Mr. Nortap and verified by the companies called Deloitte Smith Verification. So we are going to say, whatever you're complaining, you cannot do anything anymore. It's all set up, Mr. Nortap. What do you think about this, sir?
No, that's amazing. And yeah, try to get those bonus points for getting the exact scores and the overall cumulative score, because in the end, it's going to make quite a difference.
Absolutely about this. I want to mention to you guys, if you want to participate at this year, the only way you can do is to email us at hnlswarmup@gmail.com. Why you do this? Because last season I would take all the notes and I would not contribute at the show. And we try to get this. It's so much better right now. First of all, I have more job to do for me, and it's easier. But overall, for me, it's we can give you more information about those games and to have better show overall. So possible. At the end of the day, if you don't want to participate, it's not a big deal for us. We go with the number we got, but it's a little bit one more step. But at the end of the day, everybody can use their phone, can do, so many things to send an email. It takes about 30 seconds to do it. And you can send your email and your prediction prior. You don't have to do this right now. You can send it like tonight for the next 3 days, and you set up all the prediction. We ask you put the name only of the winner of the game with your score, and then the total of the goal at the end for that night for all the game together. Anything I'm missing, Mr. Nortap?
No, that's exactly it. Like since we don't do the Saturday, Sunday games, on a Sunday night, you can look at the entire week's schedule, Monday to Friday. One email, you can send it, or you can do it every night, whatever's easier for you.
Yep, you're absolutely about this. Thank you so much. Yeah, we grow different things, guys. We can consider Monday. I apologize. We have some logistic, me, Michael Devillano, but next Monday, October 17, we start the morning show back in the house, Mr. Nortap, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, with Michael Devillano in charge about the show. At 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, we're reviewing all the game together, and that's happening, Mr. Nortap, on that one. So I just want to sharing this
awesome.
with everybody else. Anything you want to mention before we move on to the game tonight? We have a lot of game on the action, 10 game and NHL.
Let's get underway, Coach.
By the way, I have a question for you, and for the people in the chat, let me know. I have 3 options tonight, Mr. Nortap, to do. Well, for me, it's the morning, but for you guys, it's the evening. 3 options to do. I can do the game Toronto-Washington. I can go back at 9 o'clock and talking about the Montreal Canadiens, talking about all this fun news around the league. Or I can do the game between Colorado and the Calgary Flame tonight, Mr. Nortap. What do you suggest to do?
Well, that's a tough one. I would say one of the 2 games for sure. If what time's the Leaf game, at 7:30 or 7?
7:30, I believe, and then the next game is at 9:30 Eastern Time for me. So,
So maybe the Leaf game.
All right. What's happened? Mr.
Let's see what everybody else
Josino.
said.
Mr. Untitled is in the house, and welcome back, Mr. Josino. A couple of news around the league before we do that, because I just got this information, guys. Uh, the coach of the Buffalo Sabres just got a new contract extension, Grenado. I can't remember how many years. I just saw the news for Cap Friendly. And then the Philadelphia Flyers signed Travis Zanham for a 8 years contract
8 years.
extension, Mr. Untitled, right?
Yeah, for $50 million.
Yeah, so a bit like Mackenzie Wegar, so about $6 million.
Yeah, exactly. As a matter of fact, the comparables for him getting that contract was Uyghur, who's getting 6.25.
Yeah.
Colton Parayko, who's getting 6.5 for 8 years, and Ryan Pulik of the Islanders, who's getting 6.2, I believe, for 8 years. So
Awesome.
that was the comparable that they used.
Le main over the loose. Toronto Sport People fans. Robert Allen, welcome aboard. Thanks to be a part of the show. Then
Hey,
Arjun
Robert,
mentioned
welcome.
about DELANEY. I want to mention another signature, a contract ELC by the Toronto Maple Leafs. They just signed a Fraser Manton overall pick for them, and for them a ELC 3 years contract. I just want to share with you the news about this. Can you explain what the email is for? A done this event, please, and thank you so much. Can you explain, Jan? Jan, who's Jan?
I don't know.
Anyhow, say Roger. Roger had too many customers, so you don't know he called everybody Jan possible. Maybe talk about. Can you explain what the email for? They don't understand. If for you don't understand, so the email, guys, it's easy. Is to give us your prediction of the game we talk about tonight, so you can send it to us and give us your prediction of the game. Tony is in the house.
Yeah. Hey, Tony.
The penalty kill for the Hawks is not very good. All right, I go there. What's about the Rangers? Wild hype for the game tonight, Coach? Do you should make a poll about the choice? Yeah, it's just I'm not on the internet right now, unfortunately. I should do it before the games, before the show starts. I did not do it, unfortunately. But Mr. Untitled, we're going to start this right away. This is the 10th game on the board tonight for everybody. And we're going to talk about this. You can put your comments, guys. Coach, leave game for sure. Robert Allen said about this one over there. Mr. Untitled, if I'm right, I think I should be that. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I think that's the total of the game I have for you and me.
Except the one there shouldn't be there. I think it's 6-2.
Well, but when I give you 6-2-1, right, Mr. Untitled, it's because you have a perfect score or a perfect point over there.
Yeah. Okay, I understand.
Does it make sense?
Thank you.
So that gives you a total of 7.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes.
So I just want to share it with you about this one there. So
perfect.
It's okay. It's okay.
You're on top of things, Coach.
It's okay. I try to get the best I can for that one of this. Anyhow, guys, you have 10 games, so don't go nowhere. We have 6 games to talk about. We have another graphic after that, 4 more to go. And let's start in Mr. ENORTAP. Let's see what we have, Mr. ENORTAP. We want to welcome Mr. Eagle is in the house. Mr. Eagle, welcome back in the house tonight. Hello. Went for the app. Congratulations. Thanks so much, Mr. Eagle. Thanks for being a part of the show.
Thank you, sir. Welcome.
Yann, tu fais des prédictions pour les matchs de ce soir et tu les envoies au mail à l'écran. Oh, voilà, Fernando. C'était pour Yann. Roger said the letter Yann, like the I, but Yann as Yann Gionnet. So I apologize, Mr. Roger. I got it. Next time, put the letter Y. Me, at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm completely messed up. Too early for me to figure out everything, Mr. ENORTAP. But let's talk about the first game. Both them start the opening season. The Arizona at the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Ledbet, what are your expectation?
Well, the Coyotes ended the season last year, as we know, with the fewest points in terms of their division, even fewer than the expansion Seattle Kraken. They had issues just centered. We all know the story around the arena. They're moving into Tempe this year, where they can only seat 5,000. So that's going to be a huge adjustment for them. They have one of the best up and coming skaters in Clayton Keller, but we know at the end of last year he suffered a very graphic, like a very brutal broken leg towards the end of the season. So he'll still be recovering from that. So that's going to hurt the Coyotes as well. On the other hand, we have Pittsburgh, who went out and remained the status quo, signed their big guys again, Letang and Malkin, Rust, uh, and they kept the core together in hopes that they can make a good run for the cup this year, like they kind of did last year. I mean, losing in the playoffs. The other thing that they have is a healthy Tristan Jarry. So that'll go a long way to help them out. They had, of course, Rickard Raquel that they picked up. So they got some very good pieces to go along with Crosby and Gunsell. So I think we have a tale of two opposite end teams right here. And I think tonight we'll see that. I'm going to take Pittsburgh to win this game by a score of 4-1.
Oh, 4-1. I said 4-3 for you, but it's all right. That's not a big deal. Great information, Mr. Untap. You don't forget, don't worry about the goaltender. Yamo put all the goaltender here, so we're going to consider what he said. Jerry versus Velmeka, Mr. Untap, for the goaltending over there. Look, we know Arizona a rebuilding team, and I think it's going to be like Montreal, a difficult year all year long. Pittsburgh at home with Mike Sullivan, maybe one of the top best 5 coach behind the bench. One of the reasons why the Pittsburgh consider. Pittsburgh culture in any sport. I know the Steelers difficult time right now because they lost the quarterback, Big Ben, but it's always been the consistency, keep the people year after year. And but what's going on with the Pirates? Did Willie Stargell still play with them or with the Pittsburgh
Pirates? A long
Pirates?
time ago, back in the 80s, I think.
He's not playing anymore with them, right?
No.
Okay. I remember Willie Stargell, guys. He hit the longest hit home run in the Stadium Olympics in 1981. And then for me, the best, I just feel like when he was show up on the ice, on the field, that, where number 35, and the people call him batting 6 from the Pittsburgh Pirates, number 35, Manny Sanguillen, Puerto Rico. I just love this name, Mr. Untap. It's like John Bacabella. But anyway, Pittsburgh's going to win 5-2, Mr. Untap. Sorry about that. My distraction right now, I feel like I'm fired up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting happy here. Anyway, Mr. Untap, we have to welcome a couple of people. Mr. Dill, our friend Dill is back in the house. Josino asked you, Tatar or Sarkozy? I will go with Tatar at this moment. Sarkozy, Josino. It's just starting as his situation with an NHL. Tony go with Pittsburgh. Vinny go with Pittsburgh. And then we have Fernando ask a question. What are the number under each team record? It's a goaltender number, Fernando. So I'll just give you a little bit information, and then Yamo in the chat give us all the information if it's confirmed or not. And then Eagle go with an upset 4-3 about this. I'm Swish, coach 5-2 Pittsburgh. There we go, Tony. Thanks so much, guys. If you want to participate in the prediction, check the email right there, and then you can send it to us. That'll be the best way to participate. We love to have you guys part. Sorry about that, Mr. Untap. Stop.
Yeah, no.
Next
guys,
game.
Please send in any changes or any predictions to that email, and I will record them right away as soon as the show is completed here. And I'll email you right back that I've received your selection. So
great job, Mr. Untap. And New Jersey Devils again. So the Flyers.
Yeah, here we have the tale of 2 Metro Division teams, who had a bit of a tough go last year, but they get to start a fresh new season as the Flyers host the Devils. The Flyers began their tenure like with John Tortorella behind the bench, but they also begin sort of a reshaping of their team. And I think what's most important is they're trying to get a whole new culture, very similar to what Montreal was trying to do last year when they brought in Martin St. Louis. The Devils and their young stars, such as Hughes and Dawson Mercer, Alexander Holt, like their future is looking very good with these guys. Obviously, they begin another season that even though they're expecting to do better, they're still not at the level where they're expecting very high expectations. But what they'll gain is another year of valuable experience in my eyes. So I think this should be a bit of a tight game, like as both teams are not yet built for sustained success. However, while they may not be playoff team, the Devils have much more depth than Philadelphia right at this point, and I think their potential, even without Nico Hischier right now, is much deeper. So guys like Hamilton and Bratt and newly acquired Palat, like these guys are going to be leaders on this squad. The Flyers are, a perfect matchup for the Devils in the sense that, they can bring some offense when they have to, but I worry a little bit about their defense. And with Hughes leading the way for New Jersey, I think it's going to go a long way for this victory here. So I'm going to take New Jersey to win this game by a score of 4-2, and it's, I believe, Vanacek against Hart.
Yep. From Yamo, Blackwood is going to be the goaltender, Mr. UNORTAP.
Oh, they changed. Okay.
Yeah, they changed it. Me too. I have Vanacek at the beginning, so I just want to mention to you about this. And then for to give our score, don't forget the email to us. Dale said if they beat them, will be expect Flyers better win, or Total is going to be mad from Tony about this one there. Then Josino gave all the information about this. Mr. UNORTAP, I go with 5-3. I have two goals, friends, but the goaltending are not great, so I expect New Jersey give a little bit more, but the offense will be good. Great analysis about this game. So this is my score about this one. Oh, the big game now, Ottawa Senators versus the Buffalo Sabres. At the Buffalo Sabres, Mr. UNORTAP, the battle of the 31 possibly.
And last time I checked, we have Forsberg against Anderson, the old Anderson, going here. So the Senators, they open up their NHL season in Buffalo as they play the Sabres tonight. Like both teams are looking to erase forgettable seasons last year, as they both missed the playoffs by over 25 points. The Senators come into this game having, made some huge moves this summer in this offseason. They signed free agent and former Flyer captain Claude Giroux. Then they traded their first, second, and fourth picks to the Blackhawks to get Alex DeBrincat. Then they went out and picked up Cam Talbot in net, which I thought was great until obviously he got hurt. Add those names together to a roster that already had some great stars like Kachuk and Stutzel and Formenton and a few others there, Norris. That really is the makeup of a team that could make it to the playoffs. But we'll see. It takes time for a team to properly gel together. But I got to say that their top three lines are extremely competitive with anybody in the league. So offensively, they look great. Defensively, we'll have to wait and see. They can ill afford to get off to another slow start like they did in the last couple of years and fall behind, especially if they're trying to make up that gap of, I think it was 25 points between them and the wild card. The Sabres, they finished in the bottom 10 in goals scored, expected goals, and goals allowed last season. And but they made some progress, which was the good thing. I think guys like Tage Thompson really came to the forefront. They, also have Owen Power this year. That'll be a huge addition to their defense and help out. I mean, they picked up Craig Anderson, who's a 41-year-old. Like, I would have thought that they would have addressed their goaltending a little bit more seriously this summer, but between Anderson and Comrie, they got to hope that they can keep him in the games here. I think this will be a very close game, especially since it's in Buffalo. But I expect Ottawa to pull this out. I'm going to take Ottawa to win 4-3.
I need it, Mr. Untitled.
You got it.
I got it, that one over there for sure. First of all, Mr. Untitled, we want to welcome. Who do you believe when we start this one?
Lucky Luciano.
He is back in the house, Mr. Untitled. The trumpet is ready to rock and roll the next couple of minutes. Mr. Untitled, I'm not going to figure out everything. You missed the empty net, but I see that Ottawa Senators score 5-3. Whatsoever, I agree with you, real deal. The Buffalo are fast, and I think they play at home. But I still believe the Ottawa Senators are on fire during the summer, during the exhibition game. So I expect them to step up and win again the Buffalo Sabres. Eagles go with a W, Mr. Untitled, at 3-2 over the Buffalo Sabres, Mr. Untitled.
Yeah. Shootout.
Next game, the Washington Capitals versus Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, next we have Washington, Toronto, Ovechkin and the Caps. They open up another season as they come right here in Ontario to take on the Maple Leafs. This is the Leafs' home opener, and while the excitement is high, their full game energy might be hindered a little bit because of the game that they played yesterday. But you can rest assured that I think that they'll be prepared this time. I think the message got through loud and clear after the way they played last night against Montreal, that they have to take things a little bit more seriously. And in this league, you can't overlook anybody and say, "Oh, I have an easy night tonight," because it's not going to happen. There's just too much parity in the NHL for any team to take the night off. Like, both teams suffered tough losses in their season opener. The Capitals were dominated by the Bruins by a score of 5-2. The Leafs, they lost the game in the last 20 seconds against Montreal last night. Really, neither team will want to go 0-2 to start off the season. So I think we have the classic or the opportunity for a classic game here tonight. They're going to be going at each other quite hard. I'm going to take, since they're at home, I'm going to take the Leafs to rebound from last night and beat Washington by a score of 5-3. And I have Lindgren and Samsonov starting tonight.
Yep, so right about everything you just said. I got it again. I nailed it. 5-3 for your score. So I guess you score before we start. So that's a good thing about
You're
this
good,
one.
Coach. You're
Luciano
good.
Cap have the travel. No Wilson, no Backstrom. Back-to-back game for both teams. Luciano, I think the Toronto a little bit advantage about this one over there. But we have scored the same with Toronto. But Samsonov would prove again his ex-teammate who he looked like at Toronto is going to give them a big performance. I think the goaltender mentally is a better way to beat his ex-team and Toronto 5-2. I predict Samsonov is going to sign a contract of 4 or 5 years with Toronto at the end of the year, but there's a subject for a bit later. Here we go, Mr. Untitled. Definitely the Florida Panthers with the new players without Huberdeau, with Matthew Tkachuk play tonight against the New York Islanders with a new head coach behind the bench, Lane Lamberg, and Romanov with the New York Islanders. And what your expectation for this game? We expect Proboski versus Sorokin.
Sorokin, that's right. They're both opening up here, just like many other teams are, of course, following a record-breaking season last year as the Atlantic Division champions. The Panthers will look to sort of repeat that kind of success again this year, but they did undergo a summer of some huge off-season moves. Yes, they did bring in Tkachuk, which is, I think, something that benefits their playoff aspiration, not their aspirations, but their playoff play. which was very weak last year. But by the same token, they lost Huberdeau, their top leader, and they lost Mackenzie Weegar as well. Then they lost Sherratt on top of that through the free agency. So, they had Marchment, we can't forget. That's another loss that they had. So offensively, even though last year Florida averaged more than 4 goals per game, um, and I still think that they're deep enough that they'll have a very good offensive team. It's not going to be as high powered as last year. So hopefully they don't fall behind in many of the games like they did last year and then waited till usually the third period and then overtime to try to pull out the victory, because I don't think they have that same kind of depth. The Panthers' strength is the Islanders' weakness, as the Islanders struggled to put the puck in the net last season. However, New York has one of the league's best goalie combos in Sorokin and Varlamov, which should be, able to counter Florida's pace and style of play. Defensively, they're sound, the Islanders. I really like them defensively and in net. And I think that they're determined to show that last year was a little bit of an aberration, and they're going to rebound. And I say they're going to start off tonight at home with a victory over the Florida Panthers by a score of 3-2.
What's the final score?
3-2 for the Islanders.
3-2 for the Panthers.
For the Panthers. No, for the Islanders.
Oh, 3-2 Islanders.
Oh, yes, sir. At home. They have to open up at home solid.
Wow.
You didn't think I'd go there, did you?
No, but the Panthers going to win and overtime is on the top.
The Islanders will win in overtime.
Here we go. Let's move on to the next one.
Let's do it. Okay, Rangers and Minnesota. I have Shesterkin and Fleury making the taking the Nets. The Rangers, they sought revenge on the Lightning in their first season opener, and they did exactly that. They beat down on the reigning Eastern Conference champions by a score of 3-1 the other night. They now look to carry that same momentum into Minnesota as they play the Wild in what will be both their season and home opener for the Wild. The Rangers and Wild are two of the best teams in the league last year, and this season shouldn't be any different in my eyes. I think that pattern will continue. The Rangers return nearly their entire core of players from last year and look prepared to take down, any team that stands in front of them. They definitely have the depth for that. I think we're going to see the evolution and growth of guys like Kako and Lafreniere, and they're going to draw more and more attention for the team. And of course, when you have a superstar goaltender like Shesterkin protecting the crease, you know that you're in every single game. The Wild, they returned most of their roster from last year, but they lost a key piece in Kevin Fiala, who was their second leading scorer behind Kaprizov. On top of that, they also lost Cam Talbot, which, given that they still have Fleury, it's not a huge loss as long as Fleury can stay healthy. But it was always good to have that security behind the net. The Rangers have the slight advantage in this matchup, given that they already played a game this season compared to the Wild, as their huge win over the Lightning should give them a boost of confidence heading into this tough environment in Minnesota. But I think the Wild will answer the bell. They'll come out slow, but they'll finally find a way to put more than 3 goals past Shesterkin tonight, and I take Minnesota to win this one, 4-3.
4-3 for you, Mr. Tap. I
for
did not know that,
Minnesota.
but I go with 3-2, Mr. Untitled. And we want to welcome both moderators, the Hockey National Show, Mr. Untitled. We welcome Danny and Jose Duarte.
Welcome,
Thanks to be a part of
guys.
the show. And then let's move on now, guys, for the next graphic of this one over there. So we're going to change this, Mr. Untitled. Don't go nowhere. We'll see what they look like. And then I'm going to delete everything here. And let's move on for the first game after that, Dallas, Nashville.
Yeah, this should be quite the matchup, Coach. As it's quite a bit different than most taking place these first couple of days of the season. I think you're going to have two teams that are going to be battling for that wild card position, and so really any time that they play each other is going to be huge. Nashville has the advantage that they've already not only played back-to-back games and have two games under their belt, but they also came up with two victories against San Jose, and really no issue. I think they totally dominated those games as far as I'm concerned. I think Nashville's going to continue their ways, even though Ottinger was solid last year, and Nashville will counteract with Saros tonight. I'm going to take Nashville to win this game because they're at home and they're gonna turn into their Smashville selves and beat Dallas 4-2.
4-2 for Nashville. How about this one there? Confirmed par Yamo, Mr. Untitled, the goaltender, Ottinger. We expect to have Saros between the pipe. And then we want to welcome Mr. Bad the Monkey. Buck Monkey is in the house, Mr. Untitled. So I just want to mention this to you. So that one over there, congratulations. And let's move on to the next game. I tried to get the score up, Mr. Untitled, and I said 4-2, me too, Mr. Untitled.
Awesome. Next one, we have the heavyweight tilt of the night, right? Colorado and Calgary. They're going to open, the Flames are open up their season with a visit from the Stanley Cup champions tonight. Calgary's coming off of the second best regular season in their franchise history. Last year, I believe they won 50 games and finished first in their division. They were crowned that, I think they won that division twice now in the last 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. They were part of that swing, that roller coaster swing this summer where Calgary was, where you thought, the wheels are going to come off for them this year when they knew that they weren't going to re-sign Goudreau and they lost Tkachuk as well. But Trad-Living did a great job. He went out there, he got Huberdeau, he got Weegar, he went out after and got Kadri. So, you know what? I think offensively and defensively, offensively, I think they're still at par. They replaced and probably even improved their line combinations a little bit better. Defensively, I think they're even a little bit stronger than they were last year. Of course, Markstrom, had an excellent season last year, and I expect him to do very well again this year. But we might see a little bit of regression in his play. We'll see. I hope he can continue it from last year, and that would give the Flames obviously the advantage. Colorado, we saw the other night. They came out and they pretty much blew Chicago out of the rink with that 5-2 victory. Guys like Nikushkin and Lehkonen and even McKinnon, like they all had a great game. It's all about puck possession, and this is your best puck possession team in the league, in my eyes. Their goaltending, I thought, was very good too. And they did it even without Landeskog there as well. So this game is in Calgary, and I believe Calgary will want to make a statement here. So I'm going to take them to win in overtime by a score of 4-3.
4-3, Mr. Untitled.
Yes, for Calgary.
All right, confirm. It gets right there. I don't know why, but look like we are on the same page.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike, I think.
That was great about this one over there. Game number 9 of the night, Chicago at the
Well, we're
Vegas.
getting there. Chicago and Vegas. Two Western Conference opponents in the Hawks and Golden Knights. They play their second games of the season tonight in Las Vegas. It looks like it's Thompson for Vegas and Stalock for Chicago. No team in the league has been handed a tougher beginning of a season than the Hawks have. So we know what the game plan here is. It's obviously to try to rebuild as fast as possible and finish last. Though they will be playing their second road game in as many nights. The other night against the tough Vegas team, in which they were, I thought, outplayed by a large margin. Take home ice advantage and rest advantage out of the equation here, and Vegas should be expected to pound the Hawks again tonight, who are going through a complete overhaul, and we're going to see lots of pain to come for this team this year. They're only bright stars, Kane and Tays. They're on limited time, I believe, with the team before they get traded somewhere. So it's going to be a long year. So I think Vegas comes out and wins this one by a score of 6-2.
5-2?
6-2.
6-2.
Yes.
Oh my God. I said 5-1. But it's all right. I don't know where you get this game number, the goal number 6, but I go with 5. But it's all right. Don't worry about that. I don't know. Maybe you see something I didn't see yet, but we'll see tonight who it was right, Mr. Nata.
Yeah, it's the goaltender.
There we go.
It's
That's the reason
Stalock.
behind that.
And our last game of the night, Seattle and LA, it looks like it's Jones and Quick, unless that's changed lately. The Kraken will remain in Southern California to play the Kings tonight. This is going to be their second game for both teams. The Kraken played the night before in Anaheim, while the Kings lost to Vegas on Tuesday with just under 30 seconds left in the game. Last year was a long year for the Kraken. They finished, well, we know where they finished, obviously, but I think they did a lot of good things in the offseason, picked up some solid pieces in Burakovsky and Bjorkstrand. That'll help the offense a little bit. The other night I saw they peppered their team with, I think it was over 50 shots on net that they took, which is not what we saw last year with Seattle. They kind of struggled to get any kind of puck on net, but that's a good sign for them. So they're going to have to continue to do that all year long to have a standing chance of winning. The Kings, who did make the playoffs last year, played a terrible defensive game on Tuesday, I thought anyways. They allowed too much pressure in front of their own net, as was evidenced by ranking last in expected goals against. Don't expect that to happen again, because I think this is a top 10 defensive team in the league, and they'll correct that tonight. They have their defensive core back together and healthy, so that'll help. So I think LA wins this one, but not running away. I think they'll come out and win by a score of 3-2. It'll be close.
4-3. 3-2, your final score?
3-2.
You missed a couple of goals there, but that's all right. Don't worry about that. You missed the empty net. That's a problem you got, Mr. Untitled, but it's all right. No big deal about this one there. If you want to give all your predictions, guys, like you, don't forget the email at the bottom, hnls1@gmail.com. That's the way to say that. Mr. Untitled, what is the total score tonight?
Oh, I forgot now.
I can help you. I put 66.
Okay. No, I forget what it was. I'll add it up later. It's whatever my scores are. I just forgot to add it up.
I think you said 71.
Maybe.
There you go. I put you 71 for the record right now, but maybe you can change a bit later.
I'll check. Yeah, I'll check. I'll check to make sure.
Giamo is at 68% tap about this one then. But before we leave, we want to give you two updates from the Montreal Canadiens. They just loaned back at the OHL. It was just a question of time. Logan Mailloux going to play for the London Knight and OHL, confirmed by the Montreal Canadiens. And the case of Montreal put on the injury reserve Mike Madison for at this moment, and they call up Corey Schoeneman is going to be with the Montreal or in direction of the Detroit Red Wings this afternoon. But this afternoon, honestly, they're already gone. They're already there. And then they play Detroit Friday night and Saturday the Washington Capitals, Mr. ENORTAP. So that's what we got at this moment. Anything you want to add? What you're looking for tonight, Mr. ENORTAP? And we want to welcome without the show, Mr. Renaud is in the house.
Renaud, welcome. Walking at 2 a.m. No, that's not me. I was fast asleep at that time.
Exactly. So what are you looking for tonight?
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that Calgary game against Colorado. I think they know that they're going to be playing each other numerous times, and they have to set the tone with each other, sort of to solidify where they're going to finish in the standings in that Western Conference. I'm also looking forward to the Flyers and Islanders, just to see how the Islanders react to taking this year on. They had a miserable first part of the year last year, and I think they can rebound from that. Florida, we'll see how they react with the losses that they incurred. And of course, the Toronto game against Washington. Neither team wants to go down 0-2, so it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I'm sorry about this. I can't wait to see the bowl game. I think we're going to do Toronto-Washington in the next couple of minutes. But before we leave, Mr. ENORTAP, we want to welcome directly from Ontario. I think he's at the Cornwall area. Mr. Andrew K. Run is in the house. We have the double run, Mr. ENORTAP. Thanks to be with us, Mr. K. Mr. Andrew. Always great to having you aboard. Hopefully you're doing well on your health.
Welcome, Andrew.
And we wish you an amazing, great evening blessing. But thanks to be a part of the show. At the last second, we have a Terry Tubble, 9-7 on 8 Eggleston at Trick, the captain on the main Chicago Caulfield. And that's conclude, guys. And Chicago, the end of the night, he said the Chicago B02. That was the expectation, honestly, Mr. Bear. So that's conclude, Mr. ENORTAP. An amazing, great show tonight. We'll go over in time, but it's okay. Don't worry about that. It's all good. We're going to be back in the next 30 minutes to follow the game between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Washington Capitals. And we're going to be live for a couple more hours. Until then, Mr. ENORTAP, we want to thank you, Mr. ENORTAP, for your participation tonight at another great show of the warm-up show. Please, if you want to participate on the prediction with the Hockey Nation Live show, don't forget to email hnls@warmup@gmail.com.
You are the best.
Absolutely.
Remember,
I'll go check right now.
Instead of you.
Here we go, Mr. ENORTAP. We wish you an amazing, great night. Enjoy the rest of your night. For everybody else, we don't see you a little bit later. We wish you an amazing, great night. Sweet dream. I can't wait to see you tomorrow on a Friday at 6 o'clock p.m. with Mr. ENORTAP for another great warm-up show. And of course, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate the second half of what?
You're 2022.
You did it again. We love you, people. Have an amazing, great hockey night, everybody. Thanks so much, Mr. ENORTAP.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Coach.